I'm Sarah Hamilton with the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust Arts Education Team and my special assistant, 1-year-old Elouise. As a part of the EQT Children's Theater Festival, we wanted to reminisce on one of our favorite performances with a reading of the classic book, Goodnight Moon by Margaret Weiss Brown, followed with some Wolf Trap Institute Early Learning Through the Arts music and movement strategies that help extend the book. So let's start with a story time.
Goodnight Moon. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house and a young mouse, and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering, hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks and good night, socks. Good night, little house, and good night, mouse. Good night, comb, and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering, hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere.
Now I wanted to share a lullaby that I'm sure you're familiar with that is really helpful in incorporating movement. Now for this and for any nursery rhyme, always look for ways to bring in tactile movement like touches and patting, and also ways for the children to move across their midline. So up and down, side to side. All of these strategies really help brain development and support the bond between the caregiver and the child. And for the caregiver, a nice note is to always start with a deep breath and end with a hug. So let's go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I'm going to share one last nursery rhyme. And with this, we're using music to change out the words of the song, any song. With this one, we're going to do Round and Round the Garden and focus on moon. So this allows you to change up a nursery rhyme that you're just sick of singing over and over, or also to get ready for bedtime or any transition that you're trying to get across through music. So with this one, here we go. Round and round the moon, the astronaut goes. 1 step, 2 step, land on the moon. Round and round the moon, the astronaut goes. 1 step, 2 step, land on the moon. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you are able to bring music and movement into your home with your little one.